Hello and welcome to another stream. It is I, Sippy19 of the Dark Evil aka Senator MIKU, back here again with some more good old PGR. I hope you're all doing well on this fine evening. Now, I suppose well, I haven't exactly been up keeping on top of my PGR streams lately. You can chalk that down to laziness. And somehow I can't even access my chat on Kick for some reason. Well, this is gonna be awkward. Joys when technology don't work. Anyway, I'm gonna continue with the story. Now, Babel Tower. I will worry about this another day. But I'm more interested in the main story. Anyway, sit back, relax, go get a cup or a drink, and we'll enjoy the story. Cradle Slaughterhouse. On April 1st, fate decided to crack a cruel joke to deprive the hero of all light. Of course it's April 1st. Anyone who has common sense remember that the bewilderment of the eyes are of two kinds, arise from two causes. Either from coming out of the light or from going into the light, which is true of the mind's eye quite as much as the bodily eye. He who remembers this when he sees anyone whose vision is perplexed and weak will not be too ready to laugh. He will first ask whether the soul of a man has come out of the bright light. It is unable to see because unaccustomed to the dark, or having turned from darkness to day is dazzled by excessive light. Plato, The Republic. April 1st, April Fool's Day. Fate has designed to crack a cruel joke. The Grey Raven Commandant has vanished. Transport craft back into Babylonia got ambushed. All emergency items got wrecked. Even the parachutes turned out to have massive holes, only spotted once they were open. Thus, with a mere splash, this humanity's hero, lauded by all, plummeted into a corrupted river. Search teams have gone into overdrive, scouring the river, grilling everyone involved, but the person they're after is nowhere in sight. This is what happened. Sometime after the disappearance incident, you finally wake up from a prolonged coma, facing the dangerous unknown alone. Your brain feels like a soggy smudge, your head too heavy to lift. Even your memories are all fuzzy. Your body is strapped to some old table in a chair, devoid of any leeway for a moment. Scan the surroundings. It's just you in a sealed medical room, trapped with no way out except the tiny locked door. The flawed medical gear all stained with old blood like silent witnesses to past tragedies. Yep. Then out of nowhere, the lock clicks open and a frail figure shuffles through the door. Lithos. You're awake. Later than I thought. Are you okay? We're having dinner with Lithos. And of course it's an anglerfish. Out of all the fish you could have possibly gotten, you've chosen angler. He sits down on a plate of barely cooked fish, his expression full of concern at you. What's your plan now? Initially, I was going to turn you into a construct. For us, it's only constructs that qualify as seeds, fitting into our plans. But since you keep turning us down, we had to resort to some less than gentle tactics to bring you here. And yet, here you are, still human after a long coma. ever wonder why? Seems like you have an inkling all along. The Grey Raven Commandant, hailed as humanity's hero, has no affinity to Tatalum 193. You've held onto this secret, never once denying it when asked. Quite intriguing, isn't it? I've heard of some of us stationed in Babylonia at Bianca, and they've both felt the pull of the specialized frames, glimpsing the simulation of the future. In every scenario where life ends as a human, did they ever suspect anything? Why don't you tell them? Fear of worrying your companions? Or perhaps it was an order? Lithos lifts his eye, taking in the human reactions. Don't let it get down too much. Being adaptable is just a last result. As a commandant, what really matters is your mind beacon to connection rate and physical shape. But if you're all dead set on marching onto the front lines, it's best to keep this adaptability report under wraps. Frontline commandants are always in the hot seat, and the successful grads usually have that adaptability ace up their sleeves. When the missions aren't make or break, those without it get special treatment. Like being handled simpler missions or sticking to the cushy rear, Simon had it that way. But you said that was not what you wanted. This isn't my first time seeing someone tinker with their report, but most folks aren't itching to hit the front lines, flipping past to fail. Training a commandant isn't a walk in the park, and getting nabbed pulling the stunt usually ends in a slap on the wrist. Mull it over carefully, because this is about your future too. Humans age, get banged up or disabled, nobody can stay forever young and battle ready. These issues don't hinge on your determination or ideals, unless you're gunning to meet your maker on the battlefield. If you're not up for cooking the books, then maybe it's time to reconsider my pitch to work at the command central. Asimov's is on this too, right? And he opted to keep it under wraps for your sake. Humanity's hero can't flip the switch and become a construct, meaning you're destined to stand with humans, leaning toward their side in the grand scheme. The current vibe in Babylonia is that constructs out to snag a few human rights, but if word gets out about this chink in your armor, you're bound to lose a chunk of support from the lower tier constructs. Maybe throwing your weight behind someone like Chrome, who's about seeing both sides, might be a smarter move, right? But then again, he's gone full-blown construct, much into a different beat than you. Who's been feeding you this intel? Most folks you label as defectors, they've been dishing out a lot of dirt to me. I think I know who. No one. Now that you're all clued in, you get why I can't be the seed you're fishing for. But you're letting me hang around for now. What's the catch? We've been chewing on how to convert those without adaptability into the mind. Convert them into the mind. To be precise, it's more like getting to a state that's close to the mind. If you've ever seen constructs switching frames, you've seen the object separate from the head and torso. Our soul is stored there. At least that's my take on it. Turning into that kind of form, but still keeping your self-conscious intact in a frame similar to your own is a tough task. For the humanoid hybrid constructs of those driving into the ascension now for a data feast, it's even a tougher one. Those who manage to achieve this typical have a more beautiful brain, extremely strong emotions, and profound self-awareness, just what I'm after. Only those with a mind stable enough can be given birth by Symphala as a whole. Symphala? By now you must have seen her, or rather her little cradle. You used to tag her as the hetero-hive mother. She lent a hand in the weaving heterosapiens in the Red Tide, even give birth to a pair of twins. In that trial run, where the Red Tide mingled with the sea, we proved that the twins could house a construct's mind. Everything has been set. The volunteers queue up. Only a select few can be fully reborn under her ring. So You're saying you're planning to do what you did to Chico? Right. To become a new breed of human, rising above death grips. It's a shame. If only could become a construct, things would be smoother sailing. But it's okay. We've got a plan B. He gestures at the IV drip in your hand. This potion is one of our research results. Needs a jab every day. One last shot, and you'll score adaptability. Sounds too good to be true. It is good for you, just not what you had in mind. This will allow you to handle hetero creatures. A human diving headfirst into the red tide will end up shredded and becoming a shattered puzzle. The scattered pieces will blend with others, making it impossible to tell one from the other. Mister reckons there would be a waste of your potential. Once you've got this adaptability, you'll be more in tune with Symphala, and more wholly embraced by her. Right, it's been a few days since you had a decent meal or dose of nutrients. Fancy a bite? He scoops up a forkful of finely diced fish liver and extends it. Oh, rich. This was originally meant for This was originally meant for Mister, but he won't be coming anytime soon. Beast. Nervous, it's laced with poison. No need to fret. Won't do you harm. The only things I can afford to plan now are you making a grand escape or die before we seal the deal. You want to get us out of here, right? After all the hunger, shouldn't you have a little fuel to recharge? Why would you help me escape? Because I love you, Grey Raven Commandant. I love you. Are you serious? Little did you know, I've had my eye on you for a while now. If it weren't for the mission, I might have done more. Generally. However, it's the hero adorned by many harbours, a soul so lonesome that even the fiction of the Ascendant gets scrutinized for its authenticity. That's the first time someone actually compares to me like this way. It's alright. Being lonely is part of the course. Even saints get a taste of that solitary life, chasing lofty ideals. Don't blame yourself for not being ironclad. My love confession is general. It's because I care for you that this plan must work out. Have you to stay alive until that final shot? Only then you can, your mind keep on trucking. Now have some food. You could have just kept me knocked down today, but you didn't. Escaping is like a game that kicks your emotions into high gear and amps up your self-awareness. Waiting too long to wake you would mess with your mental stability. Fish tastes the best when it's fresh. Liffles twirls a fork in his hand, like an angler teasing a nibble. Alright, then why not kick off the great escape after the final shot? After the final shot? You only have 48 hours left. If you make it back to Babylonia, they might not have the tech to save you. In those 48 hours, you'll feel your flesh withering away, as this drug comes with a strong side effect. It heightens your sense of pain than usual. I'm sorry. This is one downside neither Cinderlick nor I can fix. Well, I could give you a painkiller, it would mess with the outcome's quality. Pain's like a tonic that keeps you sharp. During construct operations, pain helps sync up the mind with the consciousness. But the agony from decay after the last shot will be off the charts. I'm afraid you might opt for an early exit. Come on, duck into those fish. The sea fairies worked hard snagging them, so let's not waste food. Sea fairies. Yeah, they are Synfla's children too. You get to know them soon enough. Dig in. Ascended. Seems like you're not getting the gravity of your situation. Sharp fork with a chunk of fish on it, head straight into your bound hand. Searing pain is stabbing deep. Even though there's still time before that final shot Lithos mentioned, the pain in your body's feeling has already reached unbearable levels. Impressive. You managed to hold back the screams. He gives his wrist a slight twist, allowing the dog to fall deeper into the wound he made. The pain skyrockets, causing your body convulses and shiver, nearly toppling onto the rickety table. You. It is until the view zooms in very close on the stained tabletop, the multitude of tiny dents becomes glaringly obvious. What exactly went down here? How many people got dealt with the same hand? Struggling to keep emotions in check. Sorry. I just hope you grasp the current situation of your body. Whatever your next move is, make sure to take good care of yourself. Alright, by way of apology, can you ask one question? I promise I won't lie. Expect me to buy that? You can choose to doubt it and keep your mouth shut. No harm in taking info that's handed over even might be a lie. Are you really a man? How do I gotta have to ask. Yeah, I have to ask that. And that leaves us just a scoff for a reaction. Want to confirm it yourself? Yes. But I'll see you as a pervert and lock you up. I'm locked up already. My bad. To make you up for it, you get another question. So do I really leave you? To think you asked that question. From where I'm standing, there's absolutely no way you're breaking free alone because this place is ironclad secure. Unless Pablonia sniffs you out or some agent decides to lend you a hand. But even if they wanted to yank you out, getting here would be a tough one. As people who hold up here were relocated from shallow locations before diving down to this depth. Wholly underwater? That's your second question already. And there's out a resigned sigh. Alright, I'll spill the beans because you're the only one I dragged down here against their will, and I've been feeling guilty about it. Do people actually give me a will? But here's the deal. You have to play 2 rounds of Q&A with me in return. Don't worry, I won't pry into secrets. You can keep silent if you want to. You go first. Ever heard of the famous trolley problem? Picture this. The researchers over in Babylonia, using mind duplication tech, make 5 lives, now strapped to the tracks of a train prowling down on them. You've got a stick on the control panel that could switch the tracks, but there lies the real Liv. What would you do? Pull the stick, watch the true Liv, who's been your companion through thick and thin, lock eyes with you as the train barrels down on her? This way you get 5 lives, albeit each with a dash of migraine. But more lives means more lives saved, more by your side. Sweet deal, right? Or ditch those 5 copies, leaving the real Liv behind? Ooh. Now this is a tough one. Because of Lucia. Lucia is a copy of Alpha. Alpha is the original. To say that we pull the stick giving up on real Liv, it means we'll be surrendering Alpha. But if we do nothing, no, we'll be killing Lucia. But if we do nothing, we're gonna be saving Alpha. So it becomes to this. Would you save Alpha or would you save Lucia? Yeah, I know where this is leading to. The the contrarian choice is, I will save them all. There's a will, there's a way. But we don't get that choice. Do nothing, giving up on the 5 clones of live. So that's your choice. Yeah, why not use Lucia as an example? Because only Alpha can get copied. Lucia's already a copy. A copy, a copy. The quality drops hard. Can't even hold on to self-consciousness. Alright, on to the next question. Still, a trolley problem. Picture this. If the geniuses at Babylonia make 5 clones of you, all tied up on the tracks, staring down the barrel of an oncoming train. 5 clones of me. You got it. Once again, pulling the stick could switch the tracks with you being the one staring down the train. The problem is, the Babylonia Pummel's calling the shots on the one who gets saved. On one hand, 5 commandants with top-notch mind beacons for one or 4 Grey Raven, leaving 4 heavy hitters, each capable of turning the tide of battle. Don't think you're gonna be happy seeing 5 copies yourself, are you? I guess this is where accidents and memory loss come in handy. And there's the genuine commandant, the one Grey Raven truly cherishes. Consider their attachment to. They'll undoubtedly prioritize saving their real you, even though Lucia herself is a clone. I know exactly what they're implying. Is someone influential seeking my clones? I don't know. I don't even know. Are you the very commandant that Grey Raven is leaving no stone unturned trying to find? Or are you one of the 5 they don't care about at all? Or maybe you're the one true one, but Grey Raven has located one of the 5 and halted the pursuit of you. Must let the swindler toy with my emotions. Enough questions, time to provide answers. Alright then, we're deep in the ocean for over 5,000 meters below the surface. Can you think of this place as a huge submarine? Over 5,000 meters. Much exactly? No more questions allowed. Even if it's just a bit over 5,000, you can't leave your own. It will be challenging for Grey Raven to locate this spot. Despite being down here to the last shot, please hold on to hope and keep fighting. You don't want to meet your end here, do you? Our objectives align. They'll come. They're stubborn like that. Indeed, I'm aware of the strong, profound bond you shared with the Grey Raven squad and its commandant. Witnessing you guys together was a source of envy for many, including myself. His gaze dims, offering no further arguments. Are you feeling more composed now? Awakening can sometimes leave one's mind hazy. I'm worried you might harm yourself by attempting an escape. How about this? Let's play an easy game. To get moving, shall we? What are you going to do? Don't be afraid. Easy. While adopting the soothing tone, he casually picks up a thin thread from the jar nearby. Just a little game. No challenges or penalties. Just to unwind a bit. Littles wrapped the delicate content around his hands. When I was a kid, these little games was all the rage. I am familiar with these games. A very long time ago. This game was all the rage, letting our fingers mingle through those twisted cotton strings. Sitting by side, lost in a simple pastime, it felt like 2 people's destinies were somehow woven together. You see, my hands are just as tied up as yours. He passes you the tangled cotton thread, the sweet scent of lilies, mingling with the sharp tang of blood hitting you as he draws near. The smell captured by your heightened senses instantly dredges up haunting memories long buried. Lilies and blood, a scent etched into memory of anyone who's attended a soldier's mass funeral. Littles plays no heed to your musings, his eyes fixed on the thin thread in his hands, as if he could peer through into a long-gone figure. When I was little, Father used to call this sort of string game Cat's Cradle. Rock-a-bye kitty, high in the tree top. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come Kitty, cradle and all. Rock-a-bye baby, high in the treetops. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the branch breaks, the cradle will fall down. Down come baby, cradle and all. Interesting was changed to Kitty. Well, hello there, Big Bird. Did you manage to replace the Cookie Master? Then again, Big Bird is bigger than the Cookie Monster. And the Cookie Monster is just one very hungry fellow. And also, good morning. Well, good morning to you. It's currently the evening for me. And at the moment, we're getting interrogated by a femboy, so you know. Nice times. Cat's Cradle, do you know what comes after in the tale? Yeah, I know. Why is it called Cat's Cradle? It's Baby's Cradle. What's going on here? Cat's Cradle. Is that an actual term? I always remember as Baby's Cradle. Nursery rhyme. Yeah, Rockabye Baby. Rockabye baby on the tree tops. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down come Brady, cradle all. Yeah, that's the original. So, Cat's Cradle was made in 1963, while Rockabye Baby was made in 1765. It's American, that's why. Americans always take things. Oh, maybe just proves how British things are. Funny. Very funny. It is interesting how, certain stories get changed over time. Alter. But retain the meaning. Rat's Cale is nothing but a lie, veiling the harsh reality of a fanciful hope and illusion. It was the same when fathers put the rope on me. Project Simpler isn't any different, and neither is humanity's hero. People pine for what's beyond their grasp in life, hoping to discover it in the afterlife or up. Well, hello there, Pokey Link. How you doing? Now, who is the cutie here? Is it me or this very femboy in front of me? Oh dear. That's why gods must exist, heroes must exist, and within the cat's cradle there must be a cat and a cradle. We crave a lie to cling to hope, but every lie will be exposed someday. But this tale isn't just about these matters. Yeah, you are right. Miss is now different from when he introduced me to this book. Many things have veered from their original, ideal form. He keeps caressing the thin thread in his hand, almost as if he's fashioning a noose around his fingers. I am no different. Even if Lithos keeps spawning new copies to fulfill his mission, then me talking to you now will fade away eventually. What about you, Grey Raven Commandant? When you come to face with everything, will you also fall from the treetops alongside the cat's cradle? Then Lithos abruptly halts all movement and glances toward the door. After a beat, he rises from the table, leaving behind his fork and a plate of fish. Unexpected guest has slipped in. I should go greet them. Go and get some rest for now. How about you remove the fork from my hand, please? How rude. Unexpected visitor. From the silent reaction emerges a visitor Lithos never expected. I. The long unconscious child rubs her messy forehead, striving to regain her clarity and return to her original form. My head is spinning. What exactly happened? Why is she here? Her foggy mind offers no answers. I'm actually not too surprised that was Lamia the whole time. She definitely, that child definitely, well, that young construct certainly had a lot of knowledge about ascendants. Right. It was because, I met Lucky. She struggles to move her body, the tendril slipping from her arms, clattering to the ground amidst her stumbling. Retrieving the nearly lifeless device, Lamia steals a glance at the time. Have I been out for a week? Before she can check for a signal, the terminal sputters its final sparks and goes dead. Meanwhile, a series of slow footsteps draw near. Someone's coming. I have to hide. Alright. Time for Lamia's time to shine. Well, she's pretty wounded. With her new form. Wait, someone's coming. Is that corrupted? No, he's controlled by the Ascendant. Corpse. No, there's no time. I'll wait until he walks away. Alright, I should leave here quickly. Let's go. Scripted not manipulated, it's okay to attack them. I mean, I don't really see need to since, you know, I'm also ascended. So, yeah. Oh, I have to. Fine. I was gonna not bother. Oh, I got smacked. How about you just drown? So her own wave attack does damage. It's interesting. Yeah, this is what happens when you poke the horde, you silly. Alright, let's do this. we'll just swim. The door looks weird. There's some visual projection in a game space. The sky again. Gotta get out of here. You know, as they just flood the room. Like a lost soul, Short Halt wanders alone in a pit of despair, waiting his kind arrival. As Lamia deftly avoids Lithos, the lost soul trapped in the depths of the pit begin their own battle to break free and flee. Attempts to wriggle free from restraints once more. Oh, you gave me your fork, so not my useful. Your limbs are trapped by shackles, firmly anchored to the table and the floor, granting only limited movement to your upper body. Luckily, the shake's suggestion suggests the haircuts aren't securely fastened. If not for this weakened body, it's impossible to break through for sheer strength alone. Time to find a tool. There we go. Extract the fork from your hand with your teeth. Biting down on the end of the fork and pulling hard, you feel a sharp pain shooting through the back of your hand. Wedge the fork into the gap between the handcuffs of the table. This should do it. Just a glimmer of hope appears. Exhaustion hits you like a ton of bricks, blurring your vision. Maybe Lithos was about the fish. A quick bite might restore some stamina. If you lean again and press the fork down onto your chin. Shackles remain immovable. Give it another shot. Awkwardly changing angles and gritting teeth, you press down again and finally feel the fork sink, only to see its head bent in an arc. Well, that's a cheap fork. Shaking your head to clear your bloodfish, you realize the sweat has begun to bead on your forehead. This isn't right. Ever since resolving to step onto the battlefield, you have never allowed your body to reach such a state of weakness. Knowing that there is no turning back now, you have to have been harping an unspoken lie. You must work harder than those with innate talent. If not for being in this predicament, all of this would have remained a secret. Shaking of these thoughts, you calm your chaotic breathing, adjust your posture, and press down the fragile fork once more. Stay with me, fork. The fork screeches, prying to joint bit by bit. Just a little more. Clang. The base of the fork suddenly breaks into two, and your cheek is cut by a broken edge due to inertia. Once the haircuts loosen significantly, struggle to break free. Vigorously shaking your wrists, you finally pull out the handcuffs along with the nails on them. After moving your newly freed hand to wipe the blood off your face, you shift your focus to the other hand. Pick up the broken fork. With one hand free, the rest of the escape goes much smoother. Work on the shackles on the legs next. You bend down to expect the shackles to fix the floor and find them to be very sturdy but locked with a simple lock, which can be picked with a simple tool. Looks like I have to use the fork again. Could Lithos have overlooked that this fork could help you escape? No, no way. What he said and how he said all points to one thing. This game is planned in cahoots with the defectors from Babylonia. The game didn't start now. It began the moment you aborted the doomed transport craft. First focus on now, forget about those things. The moment the shackles fell off due to Fork's tampering, the slow footsteps approached from outside. Lithos, quick hide. Lithos steps into a response to the Scottish shackles on the table and isn't surprised in the slightest. Commandant? Hiding so quickly? It seems those with memories are more stable, imminently knowing what they should do. Those with memories. Twirling his long hair around his finger and wandering around the room, Lithos never opens the cabinets and searches under the table. Grey Raven Commandant? He whispers softly, edging closer to your hiding spot. It turns out that in the haste to hide, a drop of your blood inadvertently fell nearby. Crap. He stops in his tracks beside the drop of blood. What should I do now? It's even more dangerous out there. Has he not noticed? Besides those children, Lockie's there too. Running to her would be troublesome. But this is our last chance for Project Sinfla. Mr. won't allow us to fail. He mutters to himself, resting his hand against the wall. Sinfla, Sinfla. No, Mr. Monster, can you hear me? The wall behind you suddenly becomes scorching hot. I know it's hard, but please, you must help Sinfla control her cradle. You must stop Lockie from leaving the area at any cost. He turns his head in the direction of your gaze, revealing a meaningful smile. Paper crane, let's go. After his footsteps fade away, silence reclaims the space of the burning sensation behind just now was just but a bluff to intimidate. Barely able to support your body, you creep through the narrow crevice, realizing that how drained and feeble your body is. The same feelings hit you after you sustained injuries in the battle at the Puglia Forest Park ruins, followed by a prolonged coma. If only Grey Raven were here. They were here. Commandant, your wounds! Liv. Reaching out toward her figure, you only grasp the afterglow of light. Hallucination? Your state of confusion grows, unsure if the anomaly lies within yourself or this mysterious space. You shake your head again, clearing the chaos from your mind. No, it's not the time for nostalgia and soldier. They're still searching for me. I must hurry back. Can't let them worry for too long. While the Grey Raven Commandant hunts for the exit unarmed, a weathered soldier hurries past the grim alley in the amusement park. It's the first survivor to fall into the pit, Shothole or Scarab. How did Shothole come to this? He still remembers the day he left the squad when the Scarab Commandant Valeria called him into the operation room for a confidential mission. Weren't he tactical? Project Singular? What's so important about a crazy project that was terminated long ago? The theory and the experiment have been unthinkable during the Golden Age, but it's different for Ascendants. Hetero creatures have provided new possibilities. Any news? Yeah, that's what we got from the Science Council and the Purifying Force. Hetero creatures are sprouting new variations, namely... Give me the gist. Can't handle lengthy reports. The brass wants us to escape these spots for anyone the Purifying Force is after. She taps the terminal screen on the table with her fingertips. Why can't the Purifying Force handle it themselves? Most folks are all about secrecy, darting from one spot to the next. And so they've got stealth scouts among them? Exactly, which is why this stays between us. We're hitting the road in 2 hours, splitting up and sharing my intel pronto. I've got a hunch someone's about to strike gold. Stay sharp, Shortheart. Don't go poking your head out of the manhole only to stumble upon a bunch of ascendants worshipping the red tide. Like that would ever happen to me. Shiver's gut feelings are always dead on. Just as she foresaw, that nondescript spot turned to be one of the 4 spaces where Shortheart was caught in an ambush during his investigation. Barely dodging the trap, he was double-crossed by a defector pretending to help, sending him back into the abyss. To bait Valeria into her rescue, the defector scattered his severed limbs in conspicuous spots, while Liffers kept him captive. After waking from a long coma, he spent ages rummaging through piles of rubble for spare parts and weapons, hunting for an escape route. In his twisted maze, he was wandered for endless days, losing track of time. Phew. Shorthole briefly pulls down his weapon, leans against the corner, and slips a liquid-filled peppermint candy from the bottom of his pocket into his mouth. Valeria had given it to him before they split up. She knows Shortheart has a soft spot for these little treats, though she isn't one to dole them out herself. The mission's dicey. Don't get stuck in the fight too long. If there's no progress in 3 days, come back and we'll brainstorm a fresh strategy. We're not brushing off Shiva's words, right? I won't return empty-handed. Fine. If you're missing 3 days, I'll send lunch in that video of you cuddling a medical bot sloshed. That was the parting shot from Commandant Valeria. Wonder if I can score a memory fragment wipe for a friend. Crunching on the sweet, Shorthole gears up for a recon trip down south, only to catch hurried footsteps nearby. In a flash, he faces to face a somewhat familiar human, tailed by a monstrous hetero creature. Get down! He pulls the already weary human to a tight hug and lunges toward the jab at the creature with his weapon. Red liquid splatters and the monster drops. What a surprise! Finding the Grey Raven Commandant here in this shithole. Shortheart? Oh, you know me? I'm flattered. Heard from Bianca that he had passed away. Ha! Why are you here? It's a long story. Pulls down the candy from his pocket, contemplating eating it and tossing it over. Take it. You need the energy. Thanks. Had I known that there were survivors, I've bought more. He lets out a sigh as he briefly recounts what he went through. Small purple ascendant didn't off me, just chopped me up and dumped me in the heap of rubble. Commandant Valeria didn't expect me to be alive, did she? What about you? The transport craft of Babylonia had an accident. Seems like some folks are driven to desperate measures, willing to do anything. What do you mean? Those who escaped the purifying force. How long have you been stuck here? Hard to say. Tide doesn't seem to exist in this place. I think it's been over a month. Most of it's spent knocked out cold. Any luck finding a way out in that time? Transport vehicles bring people in every now and then, but they are heavily guarded by ascendants, and all sorts of hedgehog creatures making them tough to approach. And lately, those vehicles have vanished altogether. Is it always this chaotic here? Chaotic doesn't even begin to describe it. You'll see those illusion-like doors and floors too. Fuck me. This place is like a maze. Those doors sliding all over lead to who knows where. Some are labs, others are orphanages. There are even underground waterways. I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. But since you can see them too, it means this place has some serious real-world simulation going on. Maybe it's tied to Lithos. Or maybe it's because I'm undergoing a mindification. Yeah, Lithos has been popping up a lot lately. Every time I run into her, she pulls some slick move and vanishes, neither attacking or letting me go. Oh, he hasn't realized. He hasn't realized. Believe it or not, I'm at my lowest. She shows up to lend a hand like I'm her pet or something. Can't trust a word that guy says. You'd be smart not to take his words at face value. She's all about deception and manipulation, so watch your back. Can't believe she fed you that line about Grey Raven already rescuing your clone. Totally hogwash. You've only been gone a few days, and your clone couldn't have grown up that fast and fooled Grey Raven, could it? You know, if those researchers had ways to speed up clones' growth, it would be that right. True enough, you've got a point. Since we've seemed to be in this together, I've got a favor to ask. Go ahead. Connect my mind. I've been wandering around here for so long my mind is turning into mush. Sure thing. If the mind connection is established, John Hall lets out a sigh of relief. Ah, that's much better. Your mind making feels different from Commandant Valeria's. Every time I connect with her, I feel like this restlessness, like I want to pick a fight with someone. That's news to me. Your mind maker has this calmness. It's way beyond your ears. You should take it slow, not rush into things, which suits me just fine. He chuckles heartily, giving you a friendly pat on the back with his big hand. Easy there, easy. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't realize you were hurt. John Hall regards you, whom Commandant Fleury had described as someone noteworthy, with the kind of look that one gives to a patient. Well, a lot different from what I imagined. Or would you be more tough as nails soldier type? But hey, when you're stuck in a place like this, you gotta face reality. For now, let's treat you like someone who's wounded. Take it easy and don't push yourself too hard like you used to. Keep that in mind, okay? Cut it, thanks. So, what's the plan now? Can you reach out to the outside world? My terminal got tossed ages ago, along with all that junk in the disposal channel, and turned into scrap metal. It was probably met the same fate. I have a tiny micro terminal. They gave it to me for emergency. It's hidden in my helmet and my jacket. Might still be there, I noticed. If there's no signal 5,000 meters under the sea, there might be some messages in the terminal that could be in handy. And if it was the one who shared the information, it might not be accurate. And here I was wondering why you were dressed so lightly. Turns out you got stripped down. Let's not say things that could be taken the wrong way. Just lost the jacket. Alright, let's head back and find it. There might be some usable weapons in that pile of debris. Better than you going unarmed. Alright. What a hell of an adventure. Missing mermaid. There's the mermaid. On the ascended side, Lamia has also vanished disguised as Lillian. No trickster she is. How did things end up like this? With all this mess, Lami was just settling into a new frame adjusted by Luna, happily carrying out her mission. I need context to that one. Luna. The Ascension network has changed by the tower's influence, not just binding me, but affecting every Ascendant connected to me. You being here safe and sound is because after Sis broke free, I used the powers I just acquired to temporarily halt the anomaly within all of you. I get it, Luna. What sound like move? The power won't last long, so we need to find a way to fully pass through refiltering. Refiltering? Is that what's messing up my Ascension network? Yeah, it's evolving, and we need to keep up with it. Are other agents still the same problem? Vonnegut is feeling the effects too, but he's his own ways to deal with it. Lamia, since I can't move freely, the task of investigation falls to you. Accept my power and the Ascension Network's blessing once more. I will help upgrade your frame like the mermaid in fairy tales, giving you legs to walk freely. Really? That's right. Lamia, step forward and place your hand on the heterorema that binds me. She steps forward eagerly but suddenly stops. What's wrong? Nothing, it's just... Lamia, you've proven yourself. It's just, I've regained some memories and remembered the meaning of this mermaid tale. Luna falls silent for a moment. In that case, why not keep them all? Is that possible? Those who control humanoid hybrid frames have a more stable mind than others, as long as you control it freely. Switching between forms won't be an issue. Really? And I can ask for one more thing? Lami wants this hard and now glimmers with anticipation. What is it? When I have legs, can I be a bit taller? Straying too far from your home and from increases the risk of destabilizing your mind. Lamia wishes her tail against the floor behind her. How much taller are we talking about? 170 centimeters? Shit. How tall is the original Lamia? 150? Eek. 170, that's close to the size of my sister. Still smaller than me though. Your new frame is ready. Yeah, that's alright. 170 is like average height. Like a reborn mermaid, Lamia eyes her legs in amazement, taking a few tentative steps around like a child. Thank you, Luna. I never thought I'd receive such a precious gift. Consider it an advance on your reward. But remember, this frame upgrade is like a Cinderella's magic. It will stop working as my power wanes. If I fully merge with the furnishing fires and lose myself, you also lose your ascendant status. Not only will the frame fail, but you also become just another corrupted. You will not be able to kill and reshape yourself over and over like my sister, nor do you have a sister to share the Ascension network burden with. If you can't find a solution and want to stay alive, it's best to seek refuge with another agent sooner rather than later. No, you're the one who saved me. I don't really click with other agents. It's better I stick with you. Alright, since you've made up your mind, you're in charge of gathering intel. Okay. What about Roland? He has acquired a new weapon and is already set off. Lamia's been wondering about her without much luck since then. About what's Lithos up to? Or what's that agent planning? Even posing as Lillian, an acquaintance of Lithos, Lamia struggles to find clear info. When she reaches out to the past partners for leads, they either are clueless or too busy with their own stuff after having achieved their goals. The rest have gone quiet since Fort Winter fell. Recently, Leon, out of control for months, finally sent a message. Is this the spot? Yep, that's it. Lithos is cooking something up. They've been moving supplies and construct remains around at night. Lots of constructs and humans went down together, and none of them have returned. Alright, I'll go check it out. Be careful, they're on gun and moves, means they are likely got a defense plan in place. And Unless something unexpected goes down, this will probably be my last message to you. Are they watching Dark Areas too closely? No. Being watched like this, I'm kind of relieved. I can't leave, which means they can't pile on more missions for me. I'm tired. I just want to stick around at Dark Areas. This isn't the first time you've said that. Yeah, I know. Lillian sighed through the line. I've always had this wish, but it never seems to come true. I've lost the right to dream of a peaceful life long ago. Ever since they took me away from the orphanage, it's been one nightmare after another. Following orders, hopping from one squad to another, then engineering accidents to science. Those who knew too much or were in the way. Or sneaking in places as a kid to do something in. It's been a real drain. Living under the watch of guys, gunning like I'm in a cage. It's strange, but I actually find some relief in it. Funny enough, the one least likely to suspect me around the Dark Areas is Commandant Simon. Did he not notice a thing, even when he got caught because of you? Yeah, the other two in the squad are more laid back, especially Palmer. She doesn't even bother to maintain a friendly semblance. Since the whole mess, his relationship with no one has been a bit rocky. At least that's how it seems to me. She closes her eyes and face betraying concern that seems to be out of place for her age. I'm fed up with all this. I can't bear to betray no one's trust again. So, do you hate Ascendants now? Have you given up on working with us? Why the sudden interest in that? Just thought of a few things. You seem different after being gone for a while. Is it like that desire to live in the moment is gone? The desire to live in the moment? You know, I often feel like you from the past was trapped in the present, burdened more by the role of Ascendant than by experience gained from memories. Now you're starting to question the meaning or morality of these roles, aren't you? So, I'm just thinking out loud. What about you? How do you see me? Limey struggles to find the right words, unable to come up with a fitting description. She met Lillian 6 years ago into her life as an Ascendant, and in the rubble of a battle, ravaged collapse, they helped each other escape the danger and begin their simple exchanges. Lillian provides her with intelligence and memory. If needed, she sacrifices her own identity to help Lamia blend in. In return, Lamia assists with Lillian, forces foes she can't handle alone. Just everyday tasks, so normal they can hardly seem mentioning. It isn't her first time teaming up with someone outside the Ascendants. Most people treat Ascendants with caution, and every world laden with ulterior motives. But Lillian is different. Despite knowing each other deeply, they are equals. Lillian has to rely on her seemingly youthful, gentle appearance, playing the role of an assassin while posing the support type construct. She cries out in anguish and reluctance as she commits final acts, putting down the villains she despises amid mocking and jeering. No matter how many times she talks about shredding her dual identity, she always finds herself back in Lamia's company. Even when one day her squad uncovers her own origins, the bloods in her hands must remain a secret. For Lamia, there's a certain allure in adopting Lillian's ordinary identity. Unwatched, untethered, not treated as an outsider, she can temporarily set aside the complexities of ascended missions and engage in simple conversations with others, listening to their chat about family, food, and leisure, quipping about missions and teammates, helps a while for long nights. Of course, when reporting to Luna, she mostly claims to be actively searching for individuals who could pass the filtering. But if she was really doing her part, Roland would be working so hard. Lamia? Before Lamia can respond, Lilia speaks up. Meeting you in that accident and maintaining this connection has never been a burden for me. It's impossible for me to dislike you. But living in constant fear is truly torturous. However, they both know this won't be their final collaboration. After bidding farewell to Lillian, Lamia ventures alone to Lithos' base, following the address from the intel. Initially, things go smoothly. She conceals her presence, shadowing defectors, transporting supplies, infiltrating the prison in the base depths. Through a cold prison, the doors are mostly unlocked, resembling a peculiarly designed hotel where guests can come and go freely. Just as Lamia is about to uncover the mysteries of this place, Loki charges at her like a whirlwind and detecting her invisible presence. Eek! Exposed, Lamia becomes Loki's primary target. Despite Luna's enhancement to her frame, Lamia's instincts to flee kicks in. She tries to pass herself as Lillian, familiar to Lithos, but Loki is unable to distinguish friend from foe, pursues her with the eerie roars. Yeah, Loki's just a psycho. Where's Voodoo? Why is it always Loki? Having lurked around Lithos for days, Lamy quite understands Vonagon's interns. Normally, another conscious Voodoo would emerge to restrain Loki. But now, this rampaging woman seems to have lost all reason, charging wildly through corridors, populated by humans and regular constructs. People in the cages quickly retract and lock themselves in. Lamy realizes these cells are for self-protection. Now there's one way out to shun the prospects of a combat. Protect you from a wild Loki. Man, that's what happens to combine two minds into one. She changes her appearance several times and flees through winding corridors until finally shaking off Loki, hiding in the breeze container with some space left. We can't let Loki break free again. Suddenly a familiar figure emerges from the side door. Sorry, a woman unfamiliar to Lamy steps past Cinderlink to face Loki's attack head on. Intruders, die! In Loki's frame, this state a side effect of the refiltering, or has she undergone some modifications by someone? Loki's mind seems even more chaotic than before. Kill them. Kill her! Researchers never anticipate that separating you would lead to this. She shows no fear, leaping through the air to hit the emergency control switch on the second level platform. Lamy feels chaotic currents surging around her as her mind longing for debris inside the container fades into darkness. Voodoo! Yes? One called Voodoo shows no mercy in using all her strength to knock her once inhabited body out of the air. There's no other way behind her. We need to check on those in the cages. They are Lithos guests. Harming them would anger him. So they did separate Voodoo and Loki. One will go hurries toward the crowd. Would you let Loki go with me? Staying here, she might steal. Sure. Voodoo answers terrously, hoisting that battered body onto her shoulder. After coexisting in the same body for so long, won't you try to retain her a bit longer? I don't know what to say to make her stay. That mind separation experiment has changed you both, didn't it? This is the last sight that Lamia sees before losing consciousness. When she wakes, Lamia finds herself transported along with the containers to Lithos' largest secret base, trapped in the bottom of the dark sea like a fish in a pit. Long after, she recalls this moment, remembering what's in the link looked right before her complete demise. Right now, though, she's completely unaware. Now Lamia finds herself navigating through the dimly lit alleyways looking for an exit. What is this place? How can she get out? Lamia ponders suddenly, her mind racing with questions. All she can glean from Cinderlink's cryptic remarks is that this location has ties to Lithos. She recalls Lillian's words about her shared time with Lithos in neighboring orphanages. To play it safe, I'll stick with Lillian's appearance. Even if I run into someone, they shouldn't really see me as a threat, right? Lamia, concealed behind her disguise, reads a deep sigh. Alright, focus on finding a way out first. Sky is the sea. Oh, isn't this interesting? Is there really nothing here? Eek, that little thing is leading me to the enemies. Is it the defense system of this place? Well, they're all dead. Nameless letter 2. He certainly gave me some paper to write down, things I wouldn't remember, so I copied my terminal diaries here. It's been 7 of Sunny. This is ridiculous. Today I caught several defectors who claimed that their recalling thing was a lie. How could it be? I don't believe Paladin would send us to dangerous battlefields without a backup plan, but they insisted, making it sound so real. I got pissed and pulled out my gun and shoot him in the leg right there. Defecting just because of some inflammatory speech, risking their lives for what? Have they lost their mind? I asked the boss about the recalling, so now I'm in Simpla's cradle. It's ridiculous, right? Oh dear. I see shiny. I have nothing to put on the paper, so I just write about my friend Jane. She worked as a maintenance technician for central purification filters. After her persistent efforts, her request for supplies and a rebuilding team was finally approved on her 44th birthday by Babylonia. This allowed her and a friend to return to the conservation area where she used to live. That was an ideal place to live in, particularly for the elderly and vulnerable, but she was determined to rebuild it. She believed that the aftermath of the Polar Forest Park disaster still lingered and felt a personal responsibility to contribute, especially considering it was where her husband has lost his life while protecting her when a calamity erupted. Following that, we didn't communicate about 6 months. When I heard from her again, it was about the untimely death of her friend. Under mysterious circumstances, he vanished while sitting in the CPF only to be found 10 miles away with half of his body devoured by nature creatures. Jane always said it was no accident. According to her, someone converted the rebuilding project and sought to take control after realizing it. It wasn't purely as rumored. She and her friend had rejected them shortly after the unfortunate incident occurred. As the task of managing the entire rebuilding team became overwhelming, Jane eventually still agreed to collaborate with others. However, a person aware of their inner workings, a remnant of the past like her, was nothing but an eyesore to them. They would sneer at her, questioning how her friend could have died if had been digitally watching over the CPF. They would mockingly remark that if she had agreed earlier, and with more people involved, his death would have been avoided. Which seems as the second part of this page. Ah, yes. People accusing other people. It's all this time. And also, I mean, it seems to be missing, so we need a little rotation tool. Get one open. Let's ground a groove on it. Is there a dead cat? Oh, little horse floating on the red tide. Oh yeah, forgot she was, descendant. Horse. I'm gonna turn right. Alright. Oh, I can go with swam. Shremen. Extrema. Gradually, Jane's authority was undermined and eventually charged the access level with her card. Whenever she approached the CPF, others would dismiss her. "I'll leave it to us, Jane. We are professionals. Leave it, Jane." suggested she leave the place, but she said she was old and could get precise things wrong, which would make it harder for her to find another technician job, so it's better to stick with technique management. However, that conservation area was her home. After they gained acceptance from the team that treated her as an outsider, Jane discovered that the leader converted an antique painting from the golden age that she could use it to her advantage. I'm still unsure how she managed to get her hands on the painting. Last time we met, she had lost 4 teeth, yet she cheerfully told me that the painting had been given away. Boss was going to refuse, but eventually took it upon feeling her sincerity. Never seen her after that, except to learn of her tragic fate. On the morning of the rebuilding of the conservation unit was completed, she jumped from the roof. When I rushed there, her blood was already gone, covered by red carpet where the host stood during the rebuilding celebration. I couldn't understand what exactly happened to her, as she couldn't understand why her friend was found dead 10 miles away. But now I get it. That's why I'm here. Oh. There we go. Bit tiddly. Long Henderson and gave us some paper to write things down. We want to remember because maybe some memories reborn by Mother. It was nice of him, but since I'm taking the submarine back tomorrow, there's something I really want to leave behind. I just write about what has happened in those days come. My friend has already been given birth to my mother. My friend has already been given birth to by. Given birth to by. My friend has already been given birth by Mother and became one of the sea fairies. He still remembers me and even all the details from my child, but well, I feel like he's changed. He used to be humble and timid, but now he's unbearably arrogant, like someone who's just hit the jackpot. I asked him what happened. He said he now understands things he couldn't before, and is no longer afraid of the unknown of his own powerlessness. Isn't that just being him arrogant? It annoyed me just looking at him, so I told him the Ascendant that I wanted to quit and go back. I didn't expect him to agree, but he did anyway. Even arranged a submarine for me. I thought a cult leader guy like him would let anyone leave easily, but he said it was unnecessary. Ha, I get him. It's not like the world will end without me. I don't even have much else to share since I slept on the way. Everything just doesn't feel real. Even if I tell other people, they think I'm crazy, especially when I talk about Mother. I always dream of her during my sleep. It feels like I cannot forget about all the bad things by just looking at her. I miss her. Oh, that's interesting. So I need to dodge my own wave attacks. Cheeky. How about you just die? No, I can probably use the Matrix. So it does 1 damage to me, so it's no biggie. Congrats, you received 1/2 of the puzzle. Was the Elden Ring? What is this? I see they use water effects to tell you, you need to use the bridgie. I've got a little thingy-me-jig. This swimming method sort of reminds me of Fable. We have to press A to dive into the water. Ducky. Oh, quaint. Alright. Time for lift. Already. Bit of yawn. Oh, hopscotch. Oh, I was supposed to remember that. Both feet. What? Oh, I see. 2 feet. Not how I remembered, but okay. What would they do so separate? Hmm. There we go. I was expecting them to do both, but okay. Yeah, I can read cryptic lettering. This place looks more and more like a virtual reality game hall. Did Littles provide these things for people for entertainment? Wait, that's... Alright. Stirring of ingredients. The ingredients are usually scattered everywhere, driven by their intentions, converging in the place. Alright. Lemon glances around, observing the retired projection murmuring like sounds in the river Styx. People with a stable mind, they're scarce now, most of them already assigned. Their voices barely coherent, pique Lamia's curiosity, prompting her to move closer to make her out their words. He and the agent behind him are clutching onto Fort Winter's data. If we don't find what he's searching for, we're toast. Testing the stability of the mind is too risky. It could drive someone insane. Even the Science Council has dared to measure filtering for mind stability. And now they want us to conduct covert tests for mind stability? We don't have that capability. You can only target those with existing records, like Grey Raven's Lucia. No chance. You can only copy the original mind. She's already a clone. Doing it again would wipe out her self-consciousness. Or are you suggesting taking her original self? Are you going to risk that many lives? What about Liv? Didn't we say to make a copy of her mind when they made the Imperial frame? We were blocked. They said it was violating regulations. Now her mind is damaged, so his copying wouldn't meet the standard. We'll consider it if there's no other option. That leaves Lee as the best option, but it's all talk. Everyone's fitting the criteria within their own squad. We can't make a move. What about Grey Raven Commandant? No matter how powerful the Commandant is still human. The ascendants have mentioned it several times. Think carefully. Once you do this, there's no turning back. Why aren't we cooperating with Lithos to survive? But continuing these unauthorized tests will eventually expose us. So no one cares about it. His background's a mystery. It doesn't matter if he dies. It's one less problem for the higher-ups. He's a member of the reserve elite squad, but you can talk about him like he's desperate like us. He's undergone the mind stability test and served as a guinea pig for the experiment's improvements. If there's anyone else that would be labeled high risk, his cooperation shows he's been ignored and has no choice. He wasn't driven mad by the test. Can he really be used? It was done by the Science Council, so it's safer than ours. But if he could be used, why didn't Nifos keep him? When you clone a mind, the clone's memories are stamped right there in the moment of duplication. Lithos must have been tinkering with his memories, biding his time, you know. It's a real hassle having to tweak them repeatedly, but... such a pain. These red tide projections are a whole new breed. They were more fleshed out, even engaging in the basic conversations. Is this the next step of evolution, or did Lithos just stick his nose in this one aspect? Protecting Fort Winter. Desperate people. Did those conversations happen before the cryptic tower showed up? They just matches what Lily imagined. How does it tie with the whole refiltering of the Ascension network? Lamy extends her hands, aiming to suss out more from the projections, but an outfit comes from above. A massive cage descends in the sky, trapping her before she can escape. Ha! Is that Lithos? Has he found her? Hello? Lithos? Lamia telmingly pleads, rattling the cage bars. Lithos? It's me, Lillian. Didn't mean to barge in, I just want out. She rambles on out of thin air until she catches distant footsteps drawing near. Lillian, what brings you here? Was that racket you're doing? Lithos observes from a distance, icy demeanor intact. I had a mission that required getting close to your base, handled in by them. But I ran into Loki, who looked not like usual self, and knocked me out. I found myself here when I came to my senses. Didn't mean to barge in. Can you help me out? Sorry, I can't do that anymore. Looks like it's time to bid adieu, Lillian. Despite knowing you for ages, you never really had a proper chat. Hey. You've successfully united again. Again? His eyes next to Short Halt inches closer. Lillian? What's the call, Grey Ribbon Commandant? You do this, and you won't do us any favors. Precisely. If you don't want to find a red tide beneath you right now, stay still. Lithos gently taps paper crane, letting it coil around Short Halt. Why is the floor gone all red tide? It's not the floor that's gone. Red tide is the protective barrier keeping you safe from that's vanished. It's the red tide that springs forth. Protective barrier? I mean, there's four. More than that, I spent ages aiding Synflo in crafting her cradle. Had you woken up a bit earlier, I happily explain where each item comes from, how it's assembled and what it's for. But now... Lithos hurries over, handing a vintage rover to you. See what he's up to first. He clasps your hand as if to soothe, gently caressing your back of your hand without touching the wound. The smell of lilies mixed with a hint of blood wafts you over as Lithos draws near. Those wounds are going to heal right in this brutal setting. He speaks like he can't care less. But I can't just go easy on you because you're hurt. It's time for some payback. You? Don't fret, I'm not gonna lay a finger on you. Never would. That's a lie. You steadies your hand, aiming the gun at Lillian stuck in the cage up ahead. A game must have some challenge to it to be fun, you know. Too many companions just make it boring. So take aim at the one who's least likely to help you break free. Oh, hold on, why is it gonna be like this? Wondering why she's here, huh? Cause she's a defector. Go way back. Childhood buddies. Back when Lillian lived all over at the orphanage nearby. No, it's just that I just got caught up on this. Then did you finish the job I gave you? What? I'm sorry, I've been under surveillance, I couldn't slip away. You see, she's just a defector, a liability to your cause. She won't be any of your help in your getaway. Amidst the clash between Lithos and Lillian, Short Halt discreetly works his longsword into joints of paper crane, struggling to break free from its grip. Catching your eye, he shakes his head, suddenly signaling he needs more time. Come on, pull the trigger. Once she's out of the way, the gun's yours to keep. You need a weapon, won't you? You've got it all wrong, Lithos. One is in the way of escape now isn't Lillian. Aim the gun at yourself like a boss. Don't move. You being hailed as a hero by everyone, out to fail your life, own life more. You said you don't want me to die. So you're willing to risk yourself as the wager? So my words actually resonate with you. He watches as your finger hovers over the trigger, smirk tugging his lips as he relaxes his grip on your wrist. Rambling for some fire at him. The close quarters hold makes escape impossible, but this naturally nimble, slender body still manages to evade your fatal shot. Bullets whiz toward Lithos in quick succession as he nurses the wound on his arm, swiftly retreats. Countless punching fire particles coalesce into sharp needles, tearing through your sleeve, gazing the skin underneath for fleeting warning. Just as he focuses all his attention on you, a solid kick from behind hits Lithos. Paper crane? Short Holt leaves his longsword embedded into the joint of a paper crane. It won't hold much longer. You know what to do. With mere seconds to spare, you sign up upon Short Holt's diversion to make a dash toward the cages, snaring Leon. Stay back, Lillian. Ah, got it. You aim the lock of the cage, firing off the last 2 bullets. Kick open the iron door. Paper crane. Stop, Lillian. Nothing. A fine lady should know where to draw the line. Who hasn't realized? Charles' empty sword once more collides with a metallic grin of paper crane, both sides stumbling back from the impact. Let's make a break for it. There's an exit over there. Got it. The three of you waste no time, lingering for a battle, diving for the door that mysteriously appeared at top speed. Really is a game of cat and mouse. After traversing the tunnel behind the door, taking a step descent, and navigating through 3 areas, you squeeze into a narrow passageway. Keep moving. Don't stop for the rubble. I'll lead the way. I just came from there. Sorry, we need to scavenge supplies. After numerous running skirmishes, 3 of you slip into corridors strewn with debris and discarded items. I'm completely spent. You 3 are utterly exhausted, collapsing to the ground. I thought the fight would be easy with 2 more people on the team. A commandant without bullets is one thing, but the humans injured. Why couldn't you handle a fight? I'm just not kind of a command. I'm a support type construct. Just a significant difference in physique between Lily and Lamia. Lamia, taking her appearance, can only manage basic movements, unable to match Lillian's agility. After triple checking your surroundings for safety, the group finally relaxes and brings up the temporary shelved issues. Lillian? Eek! Eek. Ah, well, I just got startled, you know, since I've just been chased a moment ago. What exactly did you collaborate with Lithos on? No, I'm innocent. Tell me the truth. Well, it's all Corona's fault. They used Dark Ares as a threat to kidnap Simon and even wanted to kill him, demanding that I lure out no one for a mine replica. What did Simon do? But I didn't agree to their demand. Continue. I thought I was sneaking into rescue Simon, Commandant Simon, but I accidentally fell into their trap. Acting alone on these circumstances isn't rational. Why not seek help from the Purifying Force? They threatened me. I do know Lithos. I was afraid it would come out. But I've chosen a different path from it. It's just because of our past so you can still find me. In tears, Lamia drew from her memories of Leon's words, with half of her emotions stemming from genuine fear and the other half from acting. I've been trying to escape this relationship, but it's always been used against me as blackmail. I never intended to harm Commandant Simon, not even a little bit. That's why I find those who wouldn't draw the line so annoying. Continue questioning Leon. Commandant Simon has been rescued, right? I received a message from Palmer before I passed out. She must wear her tears, clutched at the hem of her garment. Her reply is muffled and unclear. I'll explain the rest when we get back. Who knows when Lithos might show up? But why did he ask you to draw out no one from Dark Ares? I heard it's to gather sufficient stable minds, which must be related to his plan. Indeed, he mentioned this to me as well. Project Sympha. This antique from the Golden Age is actually related to his pipe dream. Project Sympha? You don't know? I've only heard a little about it from others. Project began with the digitalization of minds at a time when people were obsessed with uploading mind data, with technology advancing rapidly in this area. Scientists weren't content with a digital world of nothingness. They wanted to provide a vessel for the mind data, achieving immortality for both mind and body. And no, this was the prototype of the current mind in Constructect. Correct. Project Simpler predates Constructect, originating from mind digitalization technology. Back then, Constructect was still in its infancy. Most subjects placed in the frame struggled to maintain stable consciousness, resulting in gruesome outcomes. A small group of scientists involved in the mind digitalization experiment branched out to embark on new explorations. Can a person turned into mind data ever revert to a flesh and blood human? Can mind data and technology overcome fatal injuries and incurable diseases? Or can it grant humans immortality through rebirth? That's the goal of Project Simpler, where scientists hope to resurrect the dead in the mother's womb through cloning and mind backups. In the end, it remained theoretically feasible but practically impossible fairy tale until now. And it evolves in sentence. If it's about combining the mind with a hetero creature, we've already seen many cases of that nearly succeeding. Disaster bringing twins, the hetero-humanoid Chico, hetero-sapien host, the red time projection, sparing the dead memories. His descendants. Shot hot slams the wall in anger, startling Lillian to shiver. So, Lithos wants all those stable minds to shape those poor souls into monsters like the twins for Zivla, huh? The arrival of that thing could trigger severe disasters. We can't afford to lose hope that tower has finally brought us. Is Lithos' plan really just that? Would create beings like the twins be passing through the Ascension Nook's filtering? The three sit in a dimly lit room, exchanging sight guidances. What should we do now? We must stop Lithos at all costs. I think maybe we should try to escape first? You've seen the condition of this place. To escape, we must first stop Lithos. Exactly, although Lithos himself isn't much of a fighter. This is his turf, and everything here serves him. Doesn't that make him even harder to beat? We're all injured. Don't worry, there are three of us. With a well-planned strategy and coordination, we can win. But this battle will be tough. We'll pay a heavy price, and we'll be able to handle more fights after. There's only one chance. Fail, and we die. Another thing, this is also a beneficiary of mind duplication. It's very likely there are mind backups here. Right, almost forgot about that. That complicates things. We've had one shot, but he can respawn. We need to destroy Lithos' mind backups first. Then we can kill Lithos for good. But where exactly are Lithos' mind backups? 3 forward silence once again. I'm remembering something. Johto extends his hand, outlining a rough map on the floor. There are some mechanisms in the plaza of the carousel. I've seen Lithos sneak in there. Sneak in? Yes, he is constantly on alert while we're entering. I think it's worth investigating. This place is very important, at least to him. Have you been inside? Yes, I saw many red tile projections and buildings there. It's hard to tell if they're real or not. It was a corridor crafted from memories. As soon as I got there, my mind deviated. My head throbbed with pain and hallucinations appeared. Indeed seems like Lithos' most heavily defended spot. Let's investigate again, now that we've established a mind connection. Okay, but there's another problem. The layout there is too complex. Every door is unknown like a virtual reality game center. If we're going, we must be prepared to get lost. To make sure to pack enough supplies, it will take us at least 20 hours to find that place. Understood. Lillian, you should establish a mind connection with me. Ooh. If that happens, she'll be exposed on the spot. Well, there's no need. I'm not quite comfortable with it. Let me retreat and feel worried that once the connection is established, the person in front of her will detect her real identity. Not quite comfortable. Yeah, I'm just not used to connecting with an unfamiliar commandant. If I really can't hold on, I'll call for help. Let's not do this for now. Be sure to let me know if you can't hold on. Yep, okay. Alright, we have rested enough. Let's start looking for stuff. We need weapons, and your injuries need wound gel. It'll be good to search for serums and food as well. And my jacket. Your jacket? Yeah, my jacket have a terminal lead left for me. Is there any way to identify it? It's a Grey Raven emblem. Even the jacket of the Commandant of the Elite Squad is customized and has the team emblem on it. Alright, let's get to work. Yeah, that's hilarious. If to give up. Mostly, she's just grateful to get blended in. Hide behind a false identity, even for just a little longer before her lies are uncovered. On April 15th, the Grey Raven Commandant has been missing for a full 15 days, and the entire squad has currently been in berserk state for 15 days. This elite squad has endured hardships unimaginable to ordinary people and has steeled themselves for the painful farewells that death may bring. But there's always a consciousness in their hearts that the day must come, should it be on the battlefield or by an aging commandant's bedside. They believe that death is simply a spectre to their shared endeavour for a common purpose until the end of life. They hope to be there in the last moment of their commandant, witnessing the departure of a brilliant soul, even amongst the unbearable pain. On top of this, they long for a proper farewell ceremony for their revered commandant. It just shouldn't have happened on that day, in that way. Part of their heart was swept away by the fate just after a simple goodbye, plunging into the red tide, corrupted river, into a whirlpool of malice and greed. Our mission has come to an end today. Strike Corps Captain stands in the corner of the room, sending data from his terminal to Lucia. Next, he must head near the Antarctic to investigate the abnormal gathering of the punishing virus. An abnormal gathering? I see. Tish. That's no urgent mission. It's just someone trying to waste time to get us out of the way. There's no evidence of that yet. But they have enough motive. Carmen clenches his smashing it against the wall of ruins beside him. Don't tell me that you can't even figure out how that person went missing. Of course, I can tell it, but we can't divide orders right now. If we give those people more leverage over us, it'll only restrict our freedom to act even more. Are you telling me to? Kamu. Shut up. That's trusting Grey Raven. They're surely more anxious than we are. The 3 documents I sent to your terminals are the locations we investigated over those 10 days in cooperation with the Purify Force. The first document was collected by Vanchin at the temporary base of the defectors of City 75. Even after Agent Luna left her underground base, defectors still lingered nearby. Their main goal was to test the stability of their mine, and in lack of safety, many suffered irreversible damage during these tests. The second document was recovered from downstream of the contaminated river. We found records of Lithos, and the defectors among wreckage using the Purifying Force's equipment. This record confirms your speculation. The students were indeed waiting by the river on the night of the April 1st, accompanied by an old man. Bianca is currently searching for information on this old man, but he has no distinguishing features and isn't registered, making him hard to locate. Should we ask someone familiar with refugees for information? Like the Forsaken or no one? Graham falls silent for a moment. I've been to the Forsaken, I got no reliable intelligence. From their attitude, they didn't seem inclined to help. Additionally, another individual appeared at the location 6 hours after the Ascendant left. It was no one. What? After receiving this information, I went to confirm his whereabouts. He was in the clean zone with members of Dark Barons that night, collaborating by his squad. To avoid alerting our quarry, I haven't informed anyone about this except for Bianca. I understand. Let's leave it at that for now. The document pertains to the Scarlet Revelation. Camille and I, for the leads provided by Grace. We visited the Copperfield Aquarium. There's still an annex there. That hasn't collapsed. An annex? You know, the aquarium has 6 floors in total. Top 3 above water and bottom 3 were added later by the Ascendants. Even Grace hasn't been down there. She's only heard rumors about the area. Does that mean the attack by the hedgehog creatures and the collapse of the Copperfield Aquarium might have first been considered the lower 3 floors? That's a possibility. We found some traces of Project Symphala and a host research there. It used to be an Ascended research facility. Now it's deserted. I've summarized that most of Vonnegut subordinates are skilled in scientific research. They were involved in Project Winter and turned to the hedgehog creature research after the Red Tide appeared. Our findings are similar to yours. Unexplained disappearance, unauthorized experiments on the stability of the mine. Every time we get close to the clue, the streak gets snapped. The staff involved in the transport craft all met with unnatural deaths. It seems someone's been driven into a corner. So keep an eye out for any details. The Ascendants are likely planning something bigger, and definitely involved in an exceptionally stable mine. If casting a wide net doesn't find a target, they'll strike at the obvious candidates. Then close the mission and hand over a report for Strike Hawk. After that, Grim doesn't use his usual phrase, I'll leave to the rest to you during the mission handover. He looks at the three members of the Grey Ravens on the screen, gently lifting his head to his right chest, as to sketch out the other half of the Grey Raven's wing. Strike Hawk is still with Grey Raven. Don't lose hope. Thank you. The call ends and silence returns. If they are looking for someone with a stable mind, why not come for us? If it's because they're unsure if they can succeed, or it's because even we don't qualify. But at least this means the Commandant didn't die in that river. We'll continue the mission. Liv, double check with Simon. I too like to believe that person will defect, but sometimes people just don't have a choice. Understood. I always will keep an extra eye on no one. Alright, our next target is the ruins of the streets behind Fort Winter, where someone spotted Lithos. Let's move out. She flicks the final fluid on the defector of her blade, gripping the handle tightly. I will never give up. I will never accept such an ending. And this is why Alicia and Alpha are the same person. Their determination. Found it. After 3 hours of searching, the three finally found the supplies amongst the wreckage, as well as the jacket bearing the Grey Raven insignia. I'll lift this pile. You quickly pull out the jacket. Okay. With one breath, the jacket is pulled from underneath the mountain of debris and short limbs to let go of the heavy pile that has been pressing it down, scattering in the hallway. I'm dead tired. That's the downside of undergoing modifications in the modern age. Haven't rested for a long time either. Let me take a break. Slumps down to the ground. Lillian, you said you're a support type cluster. We found the medical supplies. Can you do sutures and such, right? Go and help the Commandant. Well, I specialize in construct maintenance, so I can only help with basic managing. Short hold size. Designing on to push further. Alright, it's all yours. She nods timidly, holding the medical supplies and leaning to the furthest distance she can manage if her entire being refuses to touch you. You don't want to touch me? No, I just don't really trust my own medical skills. She moves a little bit closer reluctantly. Where are your injuries? My hands, my back, and probably my shoulders too. Then let me take a look, okay? Turn away from Short Halt. Unbutton your shirt and point at the wounds. What exactly did Lithos do to you? Look at all these festering wounds on your back. Are you corrupted of the punishing virus? Perhaps. The air grows quiet, leaving only a faint noises of Leon tending your wounds with gentle care. Touch is so gentle like a novice. Skilled medics are confident in their touch and wouldn't be this cautious. Even someone as gentle as Liv wouldn't hesitate when touching wounds. Look at Lillian. Feeling your questioning gaze again, her movement becomes even lighter. She's not used to interacting with strangers. Nobody knows exactly where this skepticism is coming from. If she was using voice input to text on terminal now, epilepsies would appear twice as much as normal, but she can't control her emotions. Since joining these two, she has been caught between a rock and a hard place. Lithos on one side and human on the other, all while wearing a form vastly different from her own. One wrong step and Lana could be exposed in this isolated place with no escape, doomed to a tragic end, joining the harmonious family of wreckage. How could she not be terrified and cautious? Might as well do what an ascendant should do here. Take advantage of the situation when the two aren't looking and quietly strike. But then she remembers how the human before her, covered in his wounds, rescued her from the cage. If she were not feeling grateful, she'd stay here will not be another cage in the future. Try to find the terminal jack while you're at it. Searching now. John signs really sits up and starts fiddling with the already damaged terminal in his hands. What are you doing? Just found a few other people's terminals. I'm thinking of dismantling them to reassemble one. I didn't expect it to connect to the outside, but it would work in this area. In case we get separated, we can still contact each other for the terminals. Information can be communicated properly. Indeed, thanks for your work. John Hill manages a bitter smile as he works on repairing the broken terminals. Valeria always said you were a lucky bastard. Lucky bastard. Yeah, you found the perfect team members right after graduation, survived countless dangers. If you weren't lucky, who is? Just don't say it's me who told you. By then, how many of us staying here today aren't lucky bastards? He caresses his name tag. They say you're graduated as chief. Must have a good time in school, huh? Eh. It wasn't smooth, man. There's no need to dwell on it here. Oh, so you're familiar with a situation like this as well? I finished with the bandaging. Check your wounds. It's just basic treatment we have to do for now. If only Liv were here. Commandant, you got wounded this badly again? No, you hate to see Liv's distressed face, you know, no element would stand in your way if you were here. It's not time to be thinking about stuff like this. Time to help ease the burdens of others. You wiggle your fingers one by one, your body is still weak from the intense pain, you can still tell that the medicine's still in effect. Marrow deep exhaustion overtakes your consciousness, your strength seems to slip away, and your vision gradually darkens. You fight to grasp a fleeting glimmer of light, all encompasses darkness, and attempt to return to your usual state. No, I can't believe this negative line of thinking. This isn't my usual style. By the way, did you find your terminal? Yeah, I found it just now. Pass me the knife. Sophia tosses the pocket knife over. You cut the hem of the jacket and find the MIKU terminal lying quietly inside. Not fully intact, but still somewhat operational. Activate the terminal. The screen is pretty much shattered, so you have to fumble around, relying on your memory to find the switch to the operating system. After a lengthy wait, the terminal finally emits a faint notification sound. Verifying identity. Voice print. Recognition. In progress. Approved. Welcome back. You have 27 offline messages. Would you like to play them? Yes. Lucia's figure appears on the shattered screen. It's actually voiced. Next is Lee. And then comes Liv. The message continued to play in Sila's voices on your companions gradually blurred, still due to data corruption. Strikehold members all reporting their search routes, hoping to receive feedback and clues in return. Cerberus has already investigated several bases, very joined the Purified Forces interrogations. Aside from the absent Darkos, most of the squads you're familiar with have sent in intel inquiries, or at least words of encouragement. Final message from Vanessa. Her voice and form barely coming through due to all the glitching. She tucks the strand of hair behind her ear as if for resignation, leaves the terminal on the desk before sitting down in the corner of the room, shrouded in shadows. Gazing out the window, she brings up the past memories, tone as wistful as the dazzling rain, then begins to hum an old tune. Message cut off here. No matter how you try, the terminal gives no response. School anthem of FOS, huh? He chuckles with mocking himself, but passes the makeshift tune he just assembled over to you. The one you have is broken. Take this. It will work with 100 meters. At least we're able to contact each other. Thanks. I was trapped in the ruins with Valeria once. She sang this song in front of the campfire as well. Nimble fingers turning in the terminal. Shortenhall begins to speak of his past memories. She said that the song was a source of encouragement and comfort for many. Though we may be stranded, the courage of our memories will keep us going to the moment we're reunited with everyone. Can we still be reunited with everyone if they're all dead? She whispers to herself, hugging her knees. Still got us. What? There's no change in the past. We have us right now. Leon simply finds this statement brutally ironic. I have you guys right now. Do I really? She can't even say that say with confidence that she still has Luna. Let alone Roller now, for who cares about Luna only. Not to mention these people who don't even know her true identity. The Ascendants around Luna each harbor their own goals and worries. They're all seeking their own redemption, unable to peek into the past and thoughts of one another. She once thought this was the norm, but after regaining her memories and her true self, she realized that the boundless darkness she was used to was in fact an anomaly. As Lean had said, she was no longer just intended, trapped in a cave. She now sees where her own wounds lie. Her mind is constantly spinning, and the world outside the cave has her feeling completely lost. Tch, do I really? What do you mean by that, huh? What else do you think Alfredo was doing? Using up all those bullets just to save you from the cage? You may have lost someone important in the past? I wouldn't know, but either way, we mortals must live in the present. You can't turn back time. None of us can save you if you keep fading into the background and refuse to engage. You end up drowning in your own memories. You have trouble getting along with Simon in dark areas? I'll speak to him for you later. No, that's not the problem. Lamia can't help feeling the urge to ask the two in front of them some other questions. For example, what should we do in order not to have to worry about being tossed away when she's no longer useful? How she as an ascendant could get others to accept her for her other part besides her ascended identity? And now to get an answer that's not just try hard to increase your value. But she can't bring herself to ask those questions. Instead, she resorts to seemingly irrelevant one. Earlier, why did you save me? And if you really did something wrong, you didn't deserve to be killed by a sender just like that. Our priority is to get out of here, not to settle who's the one in fault. Most importantly, you said you refused to work with him. I don't think that was a lie. That same was indeed not a lie. No matter from Lillian's perspective or Lamia's. Sure you really don't mind actually? I really care about that much about what happened in the past. I'll help you explain it all to everyone once we're out of here. I also tell them about how you helped us when we were stuck here. It would hopefully lead to a favorable outcome. So you're not going to arrest me now? Yeah, let's focus on getting her here together first. Lillian nods, feeling a complex of mixed emotions washing over her. Mostly she's just grateful to get to blend in, to hide behind her false identity, even for just a little longer, before her lies are uncovered. I'm gonna leave that for today. So far, this story has been rather intriguing. I would say they've done pretty well. And there's none of this no. The language is actually different. It's translated different. So far, it's been quite enjoyable. Anyway, I'm gonna be ending stream for today. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure. And I will see you all next time in the future. Anyway, good luck and take care.